One of the biggest debates from the first half of the season has been who's more deserving of the Rookie of the Year award. This is a yearly thing, but it really feels a little more amped up this season, and it's been between two of the more hyped up prospects in recent memory, that being Chet Holmgren and Victor Wembanyama. While there are definitely some other players in the running this year, I think we all know that the NBA is going to eventually hand the trophy to one of Chet or Wemby. And while I definitely think Wembanyama has a higher ceiling moving forward and certainly has the case to win Rookie of the Year, in my opinion, I really think that Chet Holmgren has been the better player to start the season. Some will blame the difference in situations as to why Wemby looks worse statistically. However, I feel like even if the roles were switched, there's really a good chance that Chet would still look better. We can play hypotheticals and ask questions all day long, but at the end of the day, I really just want to throw Chet Holmgren some appreciation because I really feel like people have been underrating him and his potential moving forward. Let me know your thoughts on this debate in the comments below though, because I'm genuinely interested in who y'all think deserves Rookie of the Year. But in today's video, I'm going to be breaking down what Chet does on both sides of the ball and why I think he's gonna be better than a lot of people think. If you like this kind of content and are new to the channel, please remember to like and subscribe. Liking the video helps it do well in the YouTube algorithm, and I'm only 42 subscribers away from my goal of 1500 at the time of this recording, so any help in reaching that is greatly appreciated, of course. But with that out of the way, let's get into it. To start things off, I'm going to be talking about Chet's defensive abilities and why I think he has a chance to be a multiple-time Defensive Player of the Year winner by the time his career ends. For starters, he's averaging about 3.4 stocks per game, which for a rookie is really impressive. But steals and blocks don't always tell the story of how good a player is or isn't on defense, so let's dive deeper into what exactly he does well. Last season, the Thunder obviously weren't as good as they are now, but they were still a fine team, winning about 40 games and sneaking into the play-in tournament without Chet. In this season, the Thunder finished the year with the 16th ranked defensive rating in the NBA, while also ranking 19th in effective field goal percentage allowed by opponents. Now, moving back into the 2023-24 season, the only major addition the Thunder had in the offseason was Chet Holmgren recovering from injury, and they now hold the 7th best defensive rating while also jumping from 10th to 1st in rim efficiency by opposing teams. This has a lot, if not all, to do with Chet and how talented he is on that side of the ball. Statistically, the impact with Chet is already there, and even when watching film, you can see how important he is to the Thunder's defense as well. Chet's a pretty versatile defender for his 7'1" frame, and while he isn't exactly elite at sticking with guards on the perimeter, he certainly does a good job at holding his own most of the time. Chet's pretty agile for his size, and he uses this to navigate screens and DHOs on the perimeter, which is what makes him such an impactful defender in the modern NBA. He's great at closing out and not really giving opposing players too many advantages when it comes to driving to the paint. And even when Chet gets beat off of that initial counter, he's such a great shot blocker that he usually manages to recover and impact the shot in one way or another. Where Chet really excels though on defense is past the three-point line. I really don't think there are many better interior defenders in the NBA right now than Chet, whether it be in the mid-range or in the paint in general. He's great at timing his defensive counters, being in the right position, and is already one of the best overall rim defenders in the NBA. Like I said before, opposing players are finishing at the rim at the worst efficiency in the NBA this season against the Thunder, and a lot of this obviously has to do with Chet. He's really the only pure rim protector on the team and does so much work down low. What makes Chet such an interesting player is that while his 195-pound frame does make it a little easy for him to get back down, he's so elite at recovering that a lot of the times this really doesn't matter. All of this adds together to make what is already one of the best defensive bigs in the NBA. He's versatile on the perimeter, an elite rim protector, and does a lot in terms of help defense as well. Without Chet, the Thunder really wouldn't be nearly the defensive force that they are, and this is what makes him my pick for Rookie of the Year. The way he's such a valuable piece to a top 3 seed in the West is just so rare, and it makes watching him play that much more entertaining. Offensively, Chet has been just as good on this end this season. With most rookies, we see them struggle with efficiency and consistency coming out of the gate, and we've already seen it this season with guys like Wemby and Scoot Henderson. And while he may technically have been drafted last season, this is Chet's first action in the NBA, and he's adjusted near perfectly. Through his first 34 games, Chet's averaging 17 points, 7 rebounds, and 2 assists per game, while shooting 54% from the field, 39% from 3-on-4 attempts, and 82% from the free throw line. This level of efficiency from a rookie is near unheard of. Chet is the definition of a 3-level scorer, and he really doesn't have too many weaknesses in his offensive game. While he doesn't get to the rim as much as you'd maybe like to see a big man, as his rim shot frequency is in the 38th percentile, he hits his shots at a 73% rate, which is obviously pretty damn good. Chet isn't your typical back-to-the-basket big man, and honestly, he's pretty much the opposite. As opposed to standing down low and working defenders in the paint, Chet does a lot of his work on the perimeter, even when it comes to getting to the rim. Whether it be attacking closeouts, doing work in the pick and roll, or the occasional off-ball cut, Chet is rarely down low in the half court, and it works out perfectly for the Thunder. Chet has a post-up frequency of about 2.5%, which for a center is obviously very low, but again, this is a good thing. In terms of scoring, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is a much more aggressive and frequent down low, so having Chet out on the perimeter spaces things out a ton for Shai to work. This level of spacing is what gets Chet so open on the perimeter and would help explain why 3 of his 4 3-point attempts a game are wide open. By far though, my favorite ability of Chet on offense has to be the way he's able to take defenders off the drive and get to the rim. His decision making with his initial counter is so advanced for his NBA experience, and it really makes him a unique talent for his size. Defenders know Chet's an elite shooter, so they're often aggressive when closing out on the perimeter, and this just leads to Chet using his speed and handle to get around the initial defender and either slither his way to the paint for a layup, take a mid-range pull-up, or even just settle for an occasional fade or hook shot. It's so rare for a rookie to have this well-rounded of a skill set, let alone one that is 7'1". This skill set in general is what makes Chet such a valuable piece for the Thunder, not just this season, but moving forward as well. Other rookies and young players taken in his draft class may have better counting stats, but few, if any, are contributing to winning like Chet has been this season. The Thunder looks so much better on both sides of the ball strictly thanks to Chet, and for him to be this good while having a usage rate similar to that of Andre Drummond, Kevin Love, and Dario Saric really goes to show how far along he is for a rookie and just how high his ceiling could be. Chet's putting up some incredibly impressive numbers while not really touching the ball as much as he arguably should, and instead, he's buying into the Thunder system and has been playing at arguably an all-star level while doing it. Really, the only genuine big negative I can think of when it comes to Chet is his rebounding abilities, as he only averages about 7 a game, and the Thunder allow the second most offensive rebounds per game as well, according to Cleaning the Glass. However, it definitely doesn't help Chet that the Thunder don't really have many good rebounders around him, but regardless, you have to take the bad with the good, and if a player's biggest weakness is his rebounding, it really doesn't matter a ton. Overall, I'm really excited to watch the rest of Chet's rookie season play out, because regardless of if he wins Rookie of the Year, I think he's going to solidify himself as one of the best and most versatile two-way bigs in the NBA, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Thunder became genuine contenders within the next couple of seasons, thanks in large part to Chet's development. But with that being said, I'm going to wrap things up here. Let me know in the comments below what you think Chet's ceiling is as a player, and if you enjoyed the video, please remember to like and subscribe so I can reach my goal of 1,500 subscribers by the halfway point of the NBA season. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one.